Hello guys, welcome to the Space Podcast. This is where we talk about issues of life, relationship and other stuff. And so today I have an amazing guest on set, and as you can see we are looking amazing. So I want to welcome my guest to introduce himself before we begin. Welcome my guest.
Thank you so much. My name is Joshua Ngoya, and I'm here for us to talk, and also for us to share on different aspects of life. And mostly today, I believe our topic revolves around relationship. Yes.
Thank you so much. Welcome and feel free.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. So today we are going to talk about red flags you should not ignore in a relationship. So maybe if I can define what a red flag is, it is something you should not ignore. Maybe it's something you can see happening in a relationship and you feel it is not good. So you will not ignore that thing in a relationship. Maybe my guest can define for me the meaning of red flag in his own words.
Okay. Yeah, in life, mostly when people are praying for their spouses, or the people are praying, trusting God for somebody to marry, most of the time, it is very rare where you just hear God saying, and you shall marry this man, and you shall marry this woman. You see, it's very rare. But what God does, he sends little messages here and there, and the messages can either be green, do you call them green flags or white flags, or they can be red flags, because mostly God will use signs to communicate to you and tell you, now you see, this can be the right person, and also this one can be the wrong person for you. So the red flags are the little informations and the little signs that God shows you for you to know that whether this person is for you or is not for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So if I can begin, I've been thinking or analyzing some red flags, but sometimes they seem to be maroon or pink. Yes. So I want to ask whether they are red flags or not. Okay, I'll use myself as an example.
Yeah.
So I'm in a relationship. I'm dating someone. Maybe I'm dating someone called Mike.
Okay.
And so maybe this Mike, where during my birthday, he doesn't post me. He doesn't wish me. Yes. He just ignores. So maybe he just says happy birthday to you. No gifts, no anything. So is that a red flag, or maybe
okay,
I'm overthinking?
Or you're overthinking. So I think should we continue to use Mike, or we can use another name?
No, we can use Mike.
We can just use Mike. Okay, so it's a good point of concern, and I can say no and yes relatively. Let's say, for example, let's say Mike is maybe not a well-established person, and Mike is still trusting God for finances here and there. For Mike, for him not to give you a gift, it can be understandable. But also, you cannot just now push away. Let's say he doesn't have money, but at least he has bundles. He can post you. He can appreciate you. But hey, I'm sorry about that. But also, there is another man that you can date, maybe Henry. Let's say Henry has a lot of money. If now it gets to your birthday and Henry does nothing, Henry does totally nothing, we can say that at this point, maybe it is a red flag. You get me? But if Mike is not in a good place to buy you something, and he does not buy you, it is also good for you as a lady to understand. But there are things that you can do that does not require money. But if Henry has money and refuses to post you, we can call it, it can be a red flag.
It can be a red flag. But now in this scenario, I was dating Mike.
Oh, in this scenario, you are dating Mike.
Henry's not in the picture.
Okay.
So we remain back to Mike.
Yes. Okay, from now on, we are sticking to Mike.
To Mike, yes, thank you. So, may think it's still a red flag. Okay, not about the gifts, but maybe the posting, may feel like maybe Mike doesn't want me to be known to other people that you are dating, something like that. So I think it's still a red flag. He should post me, or he should recognize me in front of other people.
Yes, I have said, you see, people like to be recognized, of which is very important. And when somebody is important to you, they like to be recognized, they like to be felt. So, is it a red flag when nothing has been done to you? It is a sign. It is a sign. Maybe he does not have money, but I've said at least the person should even post you. And now he does not post you, and you have been okay. It means that probably in that league you are playing many of you are playing there. So you can find out that he can decide to post you, and then something else happens. But also this posting issue is also very technical. You see, I cannot know you for 1 month, and then all of a sudden you have a birthday next month, and then I'm already posting you. You see, also it has to be tactical, because now I have known you for a little while, and it's just for a short while, and we are still knowing each other. We have not yet gotten to the place where we can say that now it is assured that you are my fiancé. So also time matters also, because I cannot know you, because also it's a red flag when I know you 1 week and I'm already posting you. It is a red flag already. Yeah, it is a red flag that I have known you for 1 week and I'm already posting you, the love of my life, my world. It means if I meet somebody else in 1 week, that will be the same thing. So also it is good to be tactical about the posting issue, and also it is very relative according to time, and also it is usual when somebody loves somebody, they want to show them off. Is that one is normal. But also the normality of posting somebody, it comes with time, and also it comes with the behavior of the person. I can know you for 7 months, and the more I know you, the more I don't want to post you. You get it? So also it is also a time issue.
Okay. And could it be a personality? Maybe someone doesn't like posting. So maybe I should understand Mike's personality. Or I should just move on.
You should understand Mike's personality. Now, what can we say about that? Now, many people hide on that personality issue, but they are posting memes. Their status is full of memes, but when it comes to you, it now comes, oh, it is my personality. Now, that one is a red flag. Okay? And also, you must check the background of this person. And many of our relationships are based on how our father treated our mother, or how our mother treated our father. There are families that they have never seen their parents hug one another. They have never. So maybe you come from a family when your father comes back home, the mother is running, is hugging the father, and the children are happy to see one another. Even there are families where brothers do not hug, even sisters, because they have never seen it. So if this person comes now to your space, we are talking about a man and a woman. If this person comes into your space, there are things you need to teach them, because according to them, they will feel that these things are awkward. Even let's leave alone even posting. Let's take a scenario of getting a picture together. How do you get pictures? People get pictures together. They are standing, they are standing like this. Yeah, because of how they were brought up. Because the way you were brought up really takes a lot of weight on your relationship life. So if you are brought up hugging people, or you are brought up, you see people posting each other, and how was this other person brought up? So if this person really loves you, there is a different way they are going to show you that they love you. And also now you teach them that way that you want. Because now for you, I've seen, like, for you, if somebody wants to date you, their status is your status. You must just be appearing there on Monday. You must appear there on Wednesday. You must appear there. Yes, so you see, that is love to you. But somebody else, love to them is when they come, and then maybe they come and knock in your room, they give you 2 kg of meat. And then on Thursday they come again, they give you 5 kg of meat. Now, according to them, they feel like, now I'm loving this guy. I'm taking care of this guy. You're getting it? So according to you, your love language is post me. So teach Mike. Teach Mike. Or should we use the other name?
No.
Yes, teach Mike now on posting. So another thing also there on red flags is also, before you call something a red flag, understand the love language of somebody.
Hey, thank you so much. We have learned.
So Mike is going to be treated better.
Yes, Mike is safe. So
okay.
About red flags, is poor communication also a red flag? Yes, I think you can elaborate.
Yes. So communication, actually, a relationship is communication. That is the relationship. Talking. If you want to have a relationship with God, it is according to your communication to Him, maybe through prayer, or through reading the Word, or just being in a place of communication. You get it? So anytime you realize you have an issue in your relationship with Mike, there will be an issue on communication. You will tell each other good night at 6 p.m. Good night. And then there is another meme, I don't know which meme was it. There is another meme, sijui kama unataka kuongea na watu pia we panga laini ni mrefu, panga laini pia we. Sasa you see, communication is one of the signs that shows whether a relationship is healthy or not. So you get it. So if the communication goes down, it is a sign that something is happening. Anytime you cannot talk to Mike, it is because something has happened. Otherwise, while you're in class, you're just thinking, hey, how can I finish class? I want to tell him I've finished my class. I want to tell him now I'm going to the house. Now I'm doing this. But when it comes to a time that it has gotten from morning until 6 p.m., and then you are bargaining, I'm not the first one to text. Let him also text. It is a sign there is an issue. And this issue does not only mean that the relationship is wrong. There are some red flags that means that you need to work on yourself. Okay? Yeah. And then also this communication can still be a red flag when this person communicates at a certain time, and a certain time you're told not to communicate. So you are dating a man that you can only talk to during the day, and then he tells you in the evening, I'm usually held up, I'm usually busy, I'm entering my work shift. In that work shift, has he never been given an off? Because now if you're marrying somebody who is going to work only in the evening hours, how are you going to live? So you get it. So also, lack of communication at certain times can be a red flag. It can be telling you like, hey, there is something here. There is something here. And then also, apart from communication at a certain time, also we can talk about the change of tone. Maybe you used to be called baby, honey, my dear. Right now you are being called way. you just notice that I used to be called like this, now I'm being called like that. Also, there are people who used to text you with some few emojis. Right now, they're just texting you hi. It was hi with some love. Right now, you just receive a dry hi. Poof. So it is a sign that something is happening. So change of the tone of communication can be a sign that somebody has entered that relationship. I think if this message is really getting into Ivy, it can be like somebody has gotten into that relationship, or it can be like yes, most of the time when there is the tone, the change of tone, it means somebody else is there. Yeah.
On communication still, I wanted to bring up that point of emojis. I think okay, I don't okay, it seems petty or but okay, some of us, someone like me, takes emojis very seriously.
I know.
So in a relationship, me with Mike, there are times maybe we can get angry at each other, and maybe that day Mike doesn't put any emoji on a good night or a good morning text. Is it a red flag or maybe? So
okay. It means, you see, there are people who are just used to communicate in a flat way. That is why I'm telling you, if now there is a change of the type of communication, it means something is happening. So you get it. So if there is a change on the emojis, maybe you used to receive 3 love emojis, now you're just receiving halfway, which has an arrow. It means that there is something that is happening. And about communication, I usually advise people who are in a relationship, they should just talk about it. Like, for example, the way you're just sharing with me, emojis are very important. It's the same way, go to Mike and tell him, Mike, you know, if you send that good night without those 3 emojis, I cannot sleep well. I'm just wondering, who else have you taken my emojis to? Who else are you sending my emojis to? So it means that you should make a communication. And most of what many people are usually assuming in a relationship is that they assume the other party knows. Mbona yeye amefanya hivi? Mbona amenitumia hivi good night? It looks like, no, communicate. Maybe that time I'm maybe texting and I'm quickly heading somewhere. So I just said good night. In fact, my keyboard helped me, good night. And then I sent. You get it? But now, communicate. Say, I feel like if you text like this, I don't feel nice. Because love is a feeling. Love. Do not just assume like, they already know. They just know what I'm supposed to do. No. Communicate and say, I feel like we should do this. I feel like this and this should happen. Yeah.
And when Mike is angry, or maybe he's not feeling well, should that situation cause him not to text well? Or maybe he should just text well. See, hata kwa marriage, in those vows they say for better for us. Even in the worst, I think Mike should just behave well. Mike should just send those good night with emojis. Because now Frida will start overthinking. Maybe Mike has sent the emojis to Hope or to I. So I think in the worst situation, Mike should still send the emojis. Or I'm wrong.
Now, what I feel is this: when there are places where like somebody is not able to communicate effectively. Like, for example, let's use the sickness scenario, and also let us use the scenario for, let's say you are in a class and then you receive a quick message and the lecturer is on your neck. You don't have time to give a good reply. So at that moment you can find you have text okay. You just say okay, let me check on that, or noted, something of the sort. So there are scenarios that will inhibit somebody to communicate effectively. So as a man or as a woman, you should understand. For example, you are calling then he's on a bus station, maybe in Nairobi, and then he's telling you, okay, I'm going to call you back, and then he hangs up, and then you begin to think, where is the person? Why is he? So also there are circumstances that will make somebody not to communicate effectively, and it is only immature people who will not understand that. And one of those circumstances, it can be where the person is. Number two, what you have mentioned about sickness. Now you see, when you are sick, you cannot talk well. When you are sick, you cannot type well. When you are sick, the best thing you just want some fruits and some rest. Some fruits and some rest. You get it? So at that moment, you cannot expect that you will text him and then he replies in 2 paragraphs with full of emojis. Yeah. So I think there I can side with the line of Mike. I feel like there are circumstances where communication is not effective, but it is also good for you to communicate. Why are you not answering well?
So when Mike doesn't communicate why he's not answering well, so that's a red. When he doesn't tell me the reasons why he didn't reply me in time, why he didn't reply me well,
that is why I've asked you, I've told you, now have a conversation with Mike. See, when you see there is a withdrawal, have that conversation. Ask him, you used to talk like this. Is this because of sickness? Or is this because you have traveled? Or is this because there is somebody else? Okay? So, but also I also know you women, you can be able to get that thing from very far. You can either know whether he's lying to you or he's but it's also very important for you to make that communication.
I hear you. I have understood. I want to blame Mike again about the emojis.
Yeah, and if Mike is not communicating well, you can look for Henry.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Mike.
You're sticking with Mike. Okay.
Something else. I think, what I'm sure it's a red flag. Maybe in a scenario, where maybe we have an argument with Mike, and Mike raises his voice and maybe tries to slap me. Should I continue to sit there or forgive? Like domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Okay. Now, thank you so much for raising that issue of domestic violence and also anger. And that one brings me back to what I was talking at the first moment. I was saying that we have been raised in a different setup. You know, there are people who have been raised seeing their father beat their mother. There are people who have been raised seeing their mother beat their father. You get it? So if you marry a lady who has noticed that, who has seen that the mother, one time the father brought some few jokes and the mother just slapped the father. So if you're in a relationship with such kind of a lady, one thing that you're going to see is that if you just do any mistake, you are going to see a slap landing on you. You get it? Now, is it a red flag? Yes, it is a red flag. It is a point of concern. And everybody has issues. Okay? And everybody handles pain in different ways. Let me explain to you. There are those ones you wrong them and then they raise their voice and they slap you. There are those ones you wrong them, they decide to keep quiet. Those ones for silent treatment. So huyu akuguzi lakini silence inakuguza. So you just maybe you live in the same house, everybody just passes on his corner, or maybe you used to chat for until unamaliza SMSs 200 za Safaricom. Sahi hata ukimaliza 5 ni Mungu. Wanakuuliza, how are you? Good morning. Did you sleep well? Yes. Be okay. Have a blessed day. God be with you. And then when you decide to visit this person, maybe he's working in an office. When you enter the office, the person is laughing with the secretary. Hey! And then when you enter, they're just silent now. And then they ask you, what did you come for? I needed some money for vegetables, to do grocery. They give you your money, you go. When you just leave the door, him and the secretary, hey, they are laughing. They are making stories. So you find out that in both ends, it is an extreme that needs to be handled. Both the physical extreme and the mental extreme. Are you getting me? So you can be violently mentally, and also you can be violent also physically. Now mentally is like the silence treatment. So no, ile tu yenye inaingia kwa akili ya mtu, na physically ni ile yenye mtu inaitwa kusalamia, something of the sort. Yeah. So all those extremes are supposed to be talked about, because everyone has their extremes. Me, I might not be violent. Maybe I'm the silent type. You, I know you are not the silent type. You're the violent one that shall take it by force. So I don't know. Maybe Mike is the violent one. You get it? So everyone has their part, and this is a red flag. And most of the time, red flags are not just supposed to make you run away. Red flags are supposed to help you handle the case. If the person is willing, you see, if the person is willing, can they handle the issue? Can they be willing to see somebody? Because there is nothing that you cannot be able to talk about and not resolve it, especially if somebody is willing. For example, me, I'm willing for somebody to talk to me. I like to give people silent treatment. Me, I know myself. Even if you wrong me in church, I'll just be looking at you. I cannot beat you, but I give you space. You see? And I am willing for somebody to talk to me because I want to become a better person. And for the person who has issues of anger, you get it? The person also must be willing to talk to somebody, because all these things, that is why we have counselors. The counselor is able to get your pain, able to understand you, and also able to handle the situation. Sounds. Okay.
So at what extreme if someone quit? Maybe you have talked about it. Maybe day one he slapped me. Day two.
You mean Mike has slapped you?
No.
Okay.
Okay. We are imagining that I'm dating Mike.
We are imagining. Yeah. Oh, it's an imagination. Okay. So you are single. Okay.
So at what extreme? Day one he slapped me, day two he kicked me. But he apologizes and I forgive him. So at what extreme?
To what extreme? Now, number one, your life is very important. Your life is very important. And it is very important also for you to take care of yourself. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That means you can only love that neighbor according to the way you love yourself. So if you have talked about the issue and the issue is not resolved, maybe you're not the one who is going to help him to recover. So if you have talked about the issue, you have brought somebody, talked about the issue, and also you have shared with him, and he is not willing to change. You know, there is that change that comes by saying, oh, I'm going to change, oh, I will change. And there is that change that you really see that now this is change. So it is good to, especially when there is physical violence, it is good to part ways while it is still a relationship. And also, I will also say, even if you get into a marriage which is violent, I will say it is good for you to part ways, because your life is more important than that marriage. And many people can even go to hell because of a wrong marriage. Let me tell you. Do you know, I was talking to a lady, and the lady was saying that, man of God, I've gone through hell in this marriage. I had just decided I'm going to buy poison, and I'm going to put it on the food of everyone, and all of us we are going to sleep and we're not going to wake up because of the hell she has gone through. So instead of her killing because now if she has killed everybody, she's not going to heaven. She's going to hell. Now instead of that, let her walk away, get to a place, reorganize her life, and also allow this man reorganize his thinking about how to handle issues. Yeah. So I will advise, if there is physical violence and the person has been talked to severally, I will not say it is wise for you to stay there.
And what if I still want to be with Mike?
Okay.
So I'm trying to defend him. So what if they have talked to him and he says he will change, but he's not changing? So can you take a break? I allow him to change, then he will come back.
Now, yes, actually, what we call a break is very important for somebody to reconsider his ways. Somebody can reconsider his ways. There is a guy I heard him speak. His name is Steve Harvey. I think he speaks in one of his podcasts. I think he was not treating the wife right, and then he came back home one day, and then the wife told him, I am leaving. If you're serious, come look for me. If you're not serious with this thing, let us just stop it. And at that moment, when the wife left and he remained alone in the house, he thought about the way he was acting, and he said, I'm going to change. And then he went, looked for the wife. Now they are together, happily married. Even not even after a while, just the same, almost like not more than one day. So what can happen is that a break can make somebody consider his ways, reconsider, realign themselves. So I can advise, especially if you're in a relationship, tell the person, I feel like we cannot continue this way. Let me sit down, reconsider. And it is also very important. And this one can happen both ways. It can happen for a man, it can happen for a woman. Because relationship is 10% affection and 90% wisdom. You get it? If you realize affection is 10%, affection in a relationship is like the icing on the cake. You realize you cannot feed on the icing alone. There is the real meat. The real meat down there is wisdom. So I will advise, if you talk to Mike, somebody has talked to him, he's not willing to change. You have talked to him, he's not willing to change. You have brought him to me, your pastor. I've talked to him, I've prayed for him, he's not willing to change. Give him some time. Tell him, Mike, I would like us to call it a force. You think if it's going to be there. But the problem is, should I say what I want to say? The problem is that people never go back with a changed mind. They go back because they missed each other. You're supposed to go back because you have changed, or you are seeing change. Not because you have missed. Oh, I missed the way you sent me emojis. Oh, no. It is because you have seen change. And also for me also to be on the side of Mike. Also, change is not going to be drastic. Like meshaongea alafu hiyo, no. Change is going to be slow by slow motion by slow motion. You'll find out maybe that time he raised his voice and then he slapped you. After you talk, maybe he's just raising his voice. And then after you talk again, even if he raises his voice, it's maybe once in a year. You get it? And then it'll get to a time that there shall be no more raising of the voices. So also, the change is not instant. Okay? Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much. So I think tonight I'm going to give Mike a break.
So don't give Mike a break and then you enter into Henry's part.
Okay, my point is that I'm sticking to Mike.
Okay.
It's just a break. I won't enter to him.
Or anyone.
It's
Okay.
just Mike and Mike.
Okay.
Another question.
Okay.
Okay, and read it.
Mm-hmm.
It is written. Because now I don't know how to frame it using my own words. I think the audience are really getting it. So
One of the audience has sent a question. Okay.
I think it's really burning her. So she needs quick answers. So is it a red flag if someone's love bombs you? What if that is how they express their love, by showing excess love languages? Like someone loves you too much,
or somebody loves you too much.
Feel, you are overdoing it.
Yeah, I think that is there is not too much love. It is according to what you're used to. Like maybe Brother Just is not used to being hugged. You get it? So you are just knowing him the first day, and then you are hugging Brother Just and say, this is too much. This is too much love. This is too much love. Or you the first Sunday you meet after church, the sister has bought you a watch. The next Sunday they have brought you another Samsung phone. The other they have bought you a jersey. Because you are never used to that such kind of thing. You are used to struggling. You are used to you saw what? You saw your gifts only on 14th of February. Right now, every week you are being bombarded with gifts. This is the kind of life you want. So what we call like too much love is relative, because something, when we call it too much, is relative according to a certain position. Maybe the first guy you met was very stingy, very stingy. Now this guy ani tu unaamka hivi unapata na credo ya 5 so alafu jioni unapata tao. Alafu kesho ukiamka unasema baby girl, unakula nini? Usikule matawi. Wewe sio ng'ombe. Enda hapo ukule kitu. I'm going to pay. So, and the guy is not trying to show off. Actually, that is how he is. There's a difference between show off and how somebody is. So, when there is too much love, is relative to what? So you can bring us to ask, what can we compare with? Okay. So that is the first part of that answer. And also there is another point where we call now the love as a show off now. It is now like a show off. Now when there is a show off, now that one is dangerous. I remember Mom shared with me a story of a guy. One of the colleagues was being visited. I think that those days she did not know me. When the fiancé was visiting the colleague, he could come to the hospital with so many cars. So many cars just flood the hospital, and very heavy people are coming. They are just coming for one that colleague, and they are bringing the person. So you realize that what the person just wanted to show off this girl to people. You get it? And I don't know what to say, but wherever that girl is, she's suffering, because she was taken, married, put into the house, and then after a while the guy looked for another girl again to make a show off. You get it? So there is a thin line, and that thin line is according to the heart of that person. And they are genuine good people. There are people who are genuinely good. I know maybe you do not believe this, but I know as a pastor I have seen people who are genuinely good. and those people are single. I say, wow, if this person just gets somebody like hope, you get it. So the people who are genuinely good. So the difference between show off and real love is the genuineness of the person. Yeah.
And what if okay, see, we are not used to that much love, but sometimes una feel overwhelmed, like it's too much, but you don't want it to go away, like ikuwe tu hapo lakini sikue sana, but you still want it, you don't want it. So should we tell the person to reduce the love, or maybe to maintain, ama ikuje seasonal, Monday to Friday, a lot of love, Saturday to Sunday.
What I will advise is that if somebody is showing you love too much, it will not be wise for you to tell them to stop. Because one thing I know is that people who extremely love somebody, when they decide to hate the person, is also on the extreme. Those people are not in the middle.
Talking about me,
we are talking about you. So what I will advise on such kind of a case is that you should not raise the point, because if you raise, it is like you are making the person question himself, and sometimes, or herself. And sometimes people, they're just doing things out of their goodwill. And then when you begin to tell them, I think this is too much, they say, you mean I'm doing too much? And then the person now, maybe even he wants to do something, he says, maybe this one will be too much. Or he wants to do something, he says, maybe this one is going to be too much. So it is very important for you to, I feel like that point, if you address it, you will just spoil it. It is just like trying, when sugar mixes with salt and then you try to remove sugar, you will just end up destroying everything. So that point, if you find somebody who loves you too much, thank God, pray for them, intercede for them, fast for them. But if you try to handle the thing, there are things that it is better left unhandled. Yeah, so okay.
Something else. I think it is a big red flag, or maybe it's issues of ladies with overthinking. But if Mike is too friendly with ladies, is it a red flag? Yes. Like Mike. So I'm walking with Mike on the road. We meet Ivy. Mike is hugging Ivy. Oh, I missed you, bestie. We meet Hope. Mike is hugging Hope. We go ahead, we meet Sarah. Mike is all over them. Is it a red flag, or maybe that's how Mike is?
What do you think?
I think it's a red flag, and it is also not a red flag. It is a red flag because it can make me insecure. Maybe I can feel that Mike wants to cheat or something. It is also not a red flag because Mike is social. He wants everybody to feel well. So it has two dimensions.
It has two dimensions. Okay, that is good. So this is what I can tell you, Frida and Mike. So you're saying Mike loves to talk to people?
No. My Mike doesn't love to talk.
Oh, your Mike. Okay, so this is what I think. Everything has boundaries that makes it acceptable. You get it? Everything has boundaries. Even eating, there is a place where you eat so much it becomes sin. So everything has boundaries. If you want to succeed in that part of relationship, there is need for boundaries. And also there is need for you also communicating what makes you to feel uncomfortable. You get it? Because let's say if you go to the Western world, it is normal for hugging just to take place. I get this a friend, they just hug, And sometimes even they're wearing nothing. Maybe they're just wearing a small top, even in the beach, and they're just hugging. Say, oh, my friend, my buddy. You see? But there is nothing. There is nothing. You get it? So what needs to happen in such kind of a scenario? Such kind of a scenario, especially when we're talking about closeness to the opposite gender, it should have boundaries. And if maybe Ivy, not Ivy, if Frida, you say, I'm usually not comfortable when you do this, he's supposed to listen. And also you should know your boundaries. You should not just be in the company of Just and Henry, and then you are just laughing. Hey, yeah. No. You get it? So also you should know your boundaries. So in that section of life, I will say it is knowing your boundaries. Number 2, the personality of somebody. Let's say the person is used to maybe talking to ladies and this. Now they should realize that there is a personality you have until a certain point of life. You see, that's why Paul in the Bible says, when I was a child, I behaved like a child, I did childish things. But now when you are a grown up, there are some things that are not expected from you. You get it? Like, for example, now you, Frida, you cannot just begin to text other people, because now you are with who? You are with Mike. You cannot now just begin to say, you're just texting just, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Hey, you see? You cannot begin to text other people. You get it? And also him. Also, he cannot just begin to save other people in his phone. Bestie. You see? With love emojis. You get it? So, such kind of things. So when you are married, marriage is like, or relationship is like, you have decided to create a boundary. So in a relationship, you are no longer free as you used to be. So you know, kama maybe ungekuwa sahi una chat na watu 5, in a relationship you only chat now with one person. With the other people you communicate, you check on them. Maybe you check on, just say, hi, just how is the instruments, how is the Sunday service, and then when you finish about Sunday service, no more going deeper. Okay? Maybe once in a while, okay, I don't want to say what I want to say, but you see, you don't go beyond a certain point. The same way you expect from Mike is the same way Mike expects from you. Boundaries are supposed to be there with opposite sex. But also, where we are, it is very shameful also to say, also boundaries must be there with the same sex. Because now the world is getting more wicked. So you might just feel, you might just see Mike is just walking with Robert, and they are just, you might just think, these are just friends, these are just nice people. Oh, you don't know Robert is taking your mic. You get it? So there must just be boundaries with the same sex, with different sex, and that one is going to be very important.
So apart from boundaries, maturity is also something to on how they relate with people, how Mike relates with the ladies. So I think
yes, I think maturity is very important, and also maturity is on both sides. You must be mature that when Mike is talking to Ivy, he's not talking about other things. Sio like unaona mbona una chat na Ivy, naona mmechat sana, what are you doing? No, you must just be secure and also be mature. And also in your way of asking, how do you ask when you meet a text between Ivy and Mike? Well, how do you ask? How, you don't say, oh, kumbe nilikuwa najua tu. No. You handle it wisely. You get it? Yeah. So also maturity is very important. But also don't be too mature that they take your mic. Also in the thing about maturity, also be mature to a place where you can know that here I am being played. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Now
seat is very hot.
Very hot. Hey. Now again, we are on communication, chatting. Now to come on the phone. Is it a red flag when Mike refuses me to maybe touch his phone, use his phone? Yes. Is it a red flag?
Okay. Okay. What do you think before maybe I tell you what I think?
I think it is a red flag, and it is also not a red flag. Okay, it is a red flag because he may be hiding something, or he may be doing something wrong, and he doesn't want me to know about it. So Mike will be having a password today in 2334. That is his password. Tomorrow he has another password. Why is he changing the password? And it is also not a red flag because maybe it's someone's privacy.
It's someone's privacy.
But my major deal is that it is a red flag.
Okay. One thing I can say is this. The most precious commodity in a relationship is what we call trust. The most precious commodity in a relationship is trust. And when trust is broken, that is when you'll feel like, let me check his phone. You get it? When trust is broken, you'll begin to feel, let me check his message. Let me check the WhatsApp, because the most important thing in a relationship is trust. If you trust somebody, even you will not feel like checking their phone. Or even if you are checking, you are not checking to find something. Because if you check somebody's phone, you will always find something. You get it? And if you want just to find something, you will find it. And you can turn, just like there is another sister in another church, she's called Frida. And that sister, I know you understand what I'm saying. You remember when the other lady was checking on the phone, she was checking to find something. So, yeah. And actually she found something. So it is very important also to trust. And now, if you want your relationship to go far, handle trust very well. If I'm let's say me and Mike. If I'm trusting you, you are going to, let's say you have been employed. Now you're going for work. If you're going for work, me I'm going for work. When we leave in the morning, I trust you. When you get there, you're not doing foolish things. No. And you trust me when I'm going to work, I'm not doing foolish things. But the day you begin to hear something, you say, Mike, tumesikia Mike amefanya hii, tumesikia Mike. Those are the times you'll begin to say, let me check his phone. And I want to assure you, when Mike sees you checking the phone the first day and he's doing something, the next day he changes the password. And then when he changes the password, now more suspicion comes. More suspicion comes. So the most precious commodity in a relationship is trust. You get it? And now, you have asked me, when there is interference with the password, or this used to be the password, now the password has changed, does it show something? Yes, it is a flag. It is a red flag. It is telling you, you must investigate. Something is happening. You get it? And also, can somebody resist to give you the phone? Of course, it is the right of the person to stay with their phone because it is their privacy. But if the person is trusting you and he knows or she knows nothing is happening, they are freely willing to give you their phone. But is it a must somebody should give you their phone? No, it is their privacy. Yeah. But what am I saying? I am saying, but does the person not giving you their phone tell you something? Yes, it tells you something. It tells you that this is a red flag. Because if there was nothing, they could have really just released their phones. But now you should not now use it against them because it is their privacy. It is their privacy. My phone is my phone.
But it is my right. to
Your
also
right
have a
has
phone. Because I'm the born, Mike's born. Now we meet because we have become one. So his phone is also.
That is why I'm telling you, him refusing to give you the mic, to give you the phone, it is a sign. It is a red sign. Yeah.
Then to avoid the red flag or the red carpet, you should give me his phone.
Now I'm answering your question. I'm saying him rejecting to give you the phone is a red flag. Yeah. And he has a right to remain with his phone. But I'm saying if he exercises that right, it is a red flag.
So now me I'm saying, for that not to be a red flag, you should give me his phone.
If the person is free with their phones, with their gadgets, it is not a red flag. But what can I tell you? I can tell you something. That people nowadays have many phones. I know people who have car phones. I know of a man, he has around 3 phones. He enters with 2 in the house with the tablet. 1 always remains in the car. So if you want to hit him, he will give you the phones and everything, and you will think you are okay.
But it is not fair.
It is not fair.
Then Mike is not intentional with you.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if everything should just be bare, everything should be bare. And I've told you the most important commodity is trust. And the day you begin to ask for the phone is the day when you don't feel like trusting the guy. Amekuwa akikwambia story mingi. He has been coming late, and then he has been telling you, I've been here, we have been with Just in Krakow, and then you ask Just, have you been with Mike? Just says, yeah, the last time I saw Mike was on Sunday. And then now at that moment, you feel like, now I should get the phone. And if he resists, it's a red flag. Yeah.
Okay. But let me not continue talking about that.
You're going to be hurt.
Yes. Okay. Again, questions from our audience. Is it not being equally yoked a red flag? Wow.
Equally yoked. What does it mean?
In spirituality now, because I am born again, I want to date someone. Mike is born again. Yes. I want to date someone else, maybe Ken, who is not born again. So is that a red flag or not?
I usually tell people that if you're born again, it is better you get somebody who is born again. Things will be easier for you. And why am I saying it's going to be easier? Because now in this life, let's say you have between 80 to 100 years to live. So in this life, you don't want to do a lot of struggle. Like you want to now get an unbeliever, pray for them, bring them to Christ. After bring them to Christ, now begin to date them. And of course, if you date an unbeliever, there are things they will require from you that your faith will not accept. So we just begin to see hope and because an unbeliever has come into her life. Yeah. And are those people good? They are good, and I usually tell you they are good candidates of evangelism. But if you want to disobey me, it is okay. You shall just be on my counseling desk, and from next year I shall be charging. So I shall be glad. I shall be glad. So what non-believers are candidates of evangelism. Lead them to Christ. Leave them there in the church. Let them grow. But also there are few scenarios that I've seen. Like there is a pastor I have seen. a pastor in Rongai. I'll not mention his name, but he married a Muslim. He married a Muslim and then converted him back to Christianity. And I have seen that their life is okay. But I don't want you to begin like that, because there are some challenges that he's going through that he's not telling us. Because people can go through a lot, but they will not tell you. And if you copy them, you will land into a deeper ditch. So being unequally yoked, especially when it comes to the things of the Lord and knowing God, I will advise that we do what? You marry a Christian.
And what if he was a Christian, he backslided maybe for a few months, then he has come back. So can I date that person?
He has come back for you, or he has come back for Christ?
He has come back for Christ. Yes.
Yeah, of course. The Bible says many have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But now we must really know, why did this person come back to Christ? That's the most important thing. If they came back because of you, one day you will do a wrong thing and they will go back where they are. I have seen a brother who wedded, but the brother was a mtu wa kamnyweso. The brother was a drunkard. But in 1 year, the brother had changed. The brother had known Christ. He was very strong. Even in the church where he was, I think he was the youth leader. In 1 year, imagine amegrow hivyo mpaka ameshakuwa youth leader. And it was because of a lady. And the lady was also encouraging him. And then after 2 years, they married. After marriage, of course, marriage has some few knocks in here and there. When alichapa tu blow moja mbili, jamaa alirudi kwa drunkenness. And even they separated with that lady. I know the name of the lady, but I'm not going to say. But I know the name. I know the name of the lady. So, what can I tell you? I can tell you literally that if somebody is not born again, let them be in Christ for a while. Let them be in Christ for a while. And then, after they have been in Christ for a while, let somebody else have them.
After waiting for him, so you let somebody else have him.
You have mic already.
Okay, this is getting interesting. And the questions and if this person that you are not equally yoked with loves like an Ephesians 5 man.
Ephesians 5 man.
What's your take on that? How does the Ephesians 5 man love someone?
I've never seen that one. Okay, but let me check Ephesians 5.
Kutoka 23, 5:23.
Ephesians 5:23. Media could have projected Ephesians 5:1, but it is well. Let me check what Ephesians 5:1 says. He loves like the Ephesians 5 man. Hey, that's the first time I'm hearing. Kuna konga na Proverbs 31 woman. So say to me introduce Ephesians 5 man. So people are really doing a lot of research. Let me read it for you. Ephesians 5:23, isn't it? Tukishuka. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. I love this scripture. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loves the church and gave himself for it, that he may sanctify it, cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word, that he might present himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or in any such thing, but it should be holy without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. Wacha acha nifike hapo, si ndio? So now, one thing we have seen with this man, this Ephesians 5 man knows how to love the wife like Christ loves the church. So you cannot know how Christ loves the church unless you're born again. So you get it? So that man cannot be an Ephesians 5:23 man. So you know why? Because he is not born again. He does not know how Christ is loving the church. So you know. So the men who know how to love the way Christ knows is men who are born again. Yeah. And there is a difference between a man who is born again and a man who is a churchgoer. So they are churchgoers. There are many churchgoers, and immediately they get a wife, shoot. They are no longer serious in church. They find a way to get offended and leave the church because their target was you, and when they got you, shoot. I hope Mike is not going to be like that. Okay.
Mike is there to stay.
Mike is there to stay. And as you prophesy, receive him.
Amen. But now the name Mike is not his real name. It's just an example.
The name Mike is not his real name. Okay, so we are talking about an illusion. So, guys, this lady is very single.
Oh. Okay, so you have said the Ephesians 5:23. If he's not born again,
he cannot know.
So
He cannot know how Christ. He's not.
man.
He's not.
Like 5 man. Oh. So what if I go to Ephesians 5 more? Okay, so we finish with this last question. As we take a break, we will be back shortly.
Okay.
And I hope guys are learning. This is the Space Podcast. Yes. Okay, now this is out of the red flags. But I just asked it. How to differentiate between a God-sent man and a man to evangelize to?
How to differentiate?
Yes. How do I know that Mike is God-sent and is not someone I should just evangelize?
Okay, number one, I will tell you this. God sends many people. The ones who accept God's word, they come. There can be somebody who can just be told, go and marry Frida, but he's saying, And also Frida, there can be somebody, God is telling you, go and marry the guy. So it is the one that comes. That is the one that is acceptable. And then how do you differentiate between a God kind of person and somebody that is not of God? Or somebody who needs evangelism? I think that is the word. So how do you see if this person is really yours? Now, the person is really yours. Number one, if your visions marry. Your visions needs to marry. You cannot be a man of God and then the kind of lady you marry is not in line with the work of God. Because the lady you marry helps you to bring out the vision clearly. You get it? And people are good, but maybe they're not just good for you. You get it? And then, so I've talked to you, number one, vision. Number two, somebody who pushes you to achieve your goals. They might not be nice people. They might not have a nice face, but they can push you to achieve your goals. They do not make you comfortable. Do not marry a sycophant. A sycophant is someone say, you're okay, you're good. Marry somebody who is willing to criticize you and tell you, now you have done stupid. Now do better. You get it? Number 3, how do you know somebody? You know somebody also when you are also physically attracted. You should not marry somebody who you're not physically attracted. Marry somebody whom you're physically. Hope you are looking at me. You need to be physically attracted to the person. That is why God gave you a body. I'm not saying it is one of the main things, but I'm saying it is one of the things that you must consider when you are choosing somebody. And our tests are different. Maybe Mike, I don't know what to say about Mike, but maybe Mike loves you because of a certain physical feature over your eyes. Or and also you love Mike because of something. Maybe he has a bald head. You say, my nice bald head. You there is a physical feature that you love. So also do not just love somebody because maybe you have seen them in intercessory and they are roaring like a lion. It is a good way to choose, but that is not the ultimate way to choose. You get me? Also, marry somebody you're physically attracted to. You like his walking style. You like his ears. Maybe you like the beards. Maybe the beards are just this way, back out wavy. There is something you like physically. Also, physical attraction is also very important. Number 4, what should you look in a person? You should look at how they view you. How do they view you? When you talk to them about your future goals, what do they say? Or are they just talking about themselves? Or are you included in that vision? When they are speaking, or when they are talking to you, do they just want to do their things and then just leave you out? No. So you must marry somebody who brings you also what they bring you closer to you achieving your own personal goals. And then number 5, as I finish, also you must marry according to intellect. Intellect does not mean according to the level of education. It just means, are you people thinking the same way? Are you people thinking the same way? Do you know you can marry somebody that you make jokes and they do not get the jokes until you have to explain, now this one means this, now this one means this. I have one of my daughters, I'll not tell you who she is, but she's very slow to load. You can tell her a joke and then she will text you in the morning tomorrow, say, oh, Dad, this is what you meant. And then she laughs in the text. But at that moment when you tell her a joke, she just looked at you. Now, that person needs to marry somebody also who is very slow. So that this other person is not offended when you share your jokes and then the person is not getting it. You get it? And I'm really glad she's already married. She got somebody who is very cool with no issues. No issues. So I also think that guy is also very slow to learn. I've ever tried to joke. I think he took it very seriously. After 2 weeks, he texted back, said, oh, this is what you are meaning. So also marry somebody who you can think and reason together. Sio mtu mwenye unafikiria you want to build a house, yeye anafikiria kwenda Zanzibar. Unaona? Kwenda Zanzibar is okay, but now if you check your priorities, what are your priorities? According to the intellect, mnajipanga aje? Like for example, Ivy loves land. So she must get somebody who also the intellect is going the same way. See, Ivy anafikiria buying land, yeye anafikiria buying the latest iPhone. So the intellect and the reasoning must also be the same. So you must also marry according to your intellect. Get somebody whom you can reason together. And I will also advise that it's not also very easy to get somebody, but you can get somebody close. Get somebody who is very close. You can reason together. If you're somebody who likes to make jokes, get somebody whom you can make jokes together. If you're somebody who you like to be serious, get somebody whom you can be serious together. Yeah, I think that's what I can say.
So if your imagination yangu ya Mike is that okay, Mike has all those characters you have talked about.
Okay.
So he's God sent.
He's God sent, but I can tell you, people will not tick all those boxes. Not all those boxes. You can get somebody who is very intellectual. You can get somebody who is having the vision. You can get somebody who is supporting you, but he does not have a nice face. And also you can get somebody with a very nice face. So you cannot tick all those boxes. But there are some things you can work on. So if you can work on the face, okay. If you can work on the intellect, also okay. You get it? So you don't just push away people by maybe they fall one of the knee. If somebody maybe is not very, maybe you're somebody who likes to joke and they are not getting it, teach them how to get jokes. Teach them how to get jokes. Teach them how to think the way you are thinking.
And my mic, I think he's ticking the boxes, but now maybe there are sectors. Okay, let me say maybe something Mike doesn't know how to wash her clothes. Maybe Mike doesn't know how to cook, and Frida wants Mike who can cook. So what should Frida do?
What should Frida do? So there are things that are teachable. Like number one, let's say you have talked about cooking, of which I don't know. I think it is only in Africa where people think that cooking is only for women. But if you do your studies, the best chefs are men. Yeah, actually, if you begin to do your studies, the best chefs are men. And cooking is a skill. Yeah, cooking is not imparted to you. Even those best people who are very good at cooking, and this one I'm talking to you directly. Those people who are very good at cooking, they did not just wake up and then they found themselves knowing how to cook. So Frida, number one, you can teach yourself how to cook. And also you can also teach Mike how to cook. How, let's say you have talked about washing your clothes. It gets to a place now, the way the world is going, we are getting to a place where people are now getting washing machines. So it's getting to a place where washing will no longer be for women. And also that one also tells you about the business for Mama Fua. If you are an intellectual Mama Fua now, I have seen places outside the country where somebody has just bought many washing machines, and then he has booked a room. So you pay, and then you go place there your clothes, they are washed, and then you go back. That means that there are days that are coming that the Mama Fua job might come to an end. You get it? So it means that if there is a skill that can be learned, learn it.
Okay. Now I won't leave Mike because of cooking.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your time. It has been an amazing session. I have learned a lot, and I will also correct where I need to correct so that Mike doesn't leave. Now, because getting good bikes,